Let's see. Well, we all got chemical poisoning, the four of us, even with all the precautions, and everything that we do to make sure and ensure that we are healthy. I guess it was inevitable. Thankfully, we're feeling much better now, but quite the story. Basically, about 2 Saturdays ago, we were on boats, actually, out in Plaquemines Parish, down all over the place, Barataria Bay. And I got to tell you, Shep, it was crazy. I mean, we saw dead fish, we saw fish kills, we saw a dead dolphin, a dead whale. The oil washing up was, according to all of the people we were out with, probably 10 to 12 times thicker and more quantity-wise than they had ever seen. Some of the oil that we had pictures up on our Facebook, we put them up about a week ago. The oil was between 6 inches and, 3 feet thick of crude, not weathered oil, crude, all over. And it was just awful. And that was the first day. And the second day we went out, we got out there, and one of the guys who happened to work for one of the programs that BP contracts out was in a boat next to us, and he was freaking out. And he said they just sprayed. They just sprayed. And we looked down, and lo and behold, there was this person everywhere. So I got a cold. All of our eyes and our throats were just burning. We had our respirators on. It did not matter. We got back in, and I got a cold that night, actually. I felt like I had a cold at least. And, we were all kind of a little under the weather, but we decided no more boat rides for a little bit. And we were doing some other work, and we were working on the center that we have down here. And about 3 days later, I was fine the whole day, and we were all right. And we got back to our little compound, and I made a few phone calls, and it was about 6 o'clock at night, and I felt like, okay, I was feeling a little tired. Maybe I'd just take a nap. I went to sleep, and next thing you know, it was 3 o'clock in the morning. I woke up, and I actually, Shep, and I mean this, genuinely thought that I was underwater. I couldn't breathe. I could not inhale. My right lung was seizing. I felt like I was going to have a heart attack, or I was having a stroke, or I was dying or something. I've never, ever felt anything like that in my entire life. My eyes were burning. So we went immediately to the doctors, and it was about an hour after that happened, Gavin started getting it, and then Heather started getting it, and then Alyssa. It was right, bing, bang, boom. Very, very odd. Within about 4 hours, all of us were extremely, extremely ill. So we were in the hospital.
I'm waiting on my co-hosts Vicki and Kendra to call in. I'm actually going to call them in a minute and see if they have called in to be on air with us. I'm certainly willing to tell you why we're late. I am presently calling. The show's coming live from Ochsner Hospital, Jefferson Highway, where I'm a patient since yesterday and will be at least through Friday. My neurologist is worried about the neurotoxins that I was exposed to and some things like that. So that's where I am. I'm calling live out from the hospital bed in the Ochsner Spa and Resort on Jefferson Highway in New Orleans. And so that's why we're late. I had to wait on some IV problems and things like that. So once again, waiting for Vicki and Kendra to call in. Hi, everybody. It's Joni again. We're having some technical difficulties. Apparently, the hospital switchboard does not like our radio show because it keeps dropping the call. So I apologize for that. I wanted to let everybody out there know that after discussing with Vicki and Kendra, we decided that next Tuesday we'll be back. And I do apologize. We certainly didn't expect everything like this to happen. Kendra is very ill with staph infection again, and they're also just returning from her father-in-law's funeral yesterday, late last night, early this morning. So she is, down and out a little bit, and Vicki is also very ill, and obviously I'm in the hospital for at least a week getting some Cellunadrol infusions and some things like that. So forgive us, please, for, not having a great show tonight, because we are all otherwise occupied. And we were going to talk about health issues, which is ironic enough as we're all sick. But that can wait till next week. We may have some more things to say about that.
Dr. William Pinsky works for the Ochsner Health System, a group of hospitals in and around New Orleans. They recently produced a study that found 30% of respondents are being significantly affected by the spill.
I don't think we realized it was going to be that big. Certainly we expected some sort of effect. But that's, Katrina levels or more than Katrina levels.
And now there's a new wound that may not heal for years. Rich Matthews, The Associated Press, New Orleans.
Why it's so horrifying is because things are getting worse, way worse down here, not better. It feels like we live in a different country. We were talking about this in the car yesterday. Just shocking. I got to a point a few weeks ago where, I felt like it was all right. And it was not all right, of course, but it was all right as far as, okay, I'm understanding this, and this is really horrible, and I'm going to do everything, and my team is going to do absolutely everything that we can to make sure that people are getting out and getting help, and we're doing everything we can, and that's what I mean when I say all right. I'm freaked out again. I just got extremely ill, probably the sickest I've ever felt in my life, and not only did I get sick, but every single person who I was on that boat with got ill. 3 of them were in the hospital with me, and it's so scary. This is very, very, very scary, and it's even scarier that they feel that they can keep spraying and they can keep poisoning and they can keep taking over, and no one's doing anything.